and welcome to the Direct Selling Success Podcast. I'm Anna Green, and I'm here to share with you tips, tricks, and training on network marketing done right. Thank you for listening.
Today, I wanted to talk to you about what it is that is stopping you from selling, recruiting, being that massive success that you want, achieving those big ass goals that you've always wanted to, doing something with this business, maybe leaving that full-time job or hitting those recognition levels or reaching that next leader level. Tell me, what is your big goal? What is that thing that you want? The thing that you set out to achieve the last time you sat down and set your goals. What is it? What was the big thing? I have a big goal. I achieved my very first big goal with this company, Direct Selling Success, last year, which is really exciting. I hit the 6-figure mark, which was my big aim to do. This year, I'm going all out. I'm going big this year. So I have a big goal. And I've worked a lot on what might stop me. What are the things that I'm going to come up against? What are the things that I used to come up against back in the day when I did direct selling? And I thought, you know what, I'm going to write a list and I'm going to work on all these things. And I'm actually going to pass that to you so that you guys can work on these as well. It's really, really difficult sometimes to get out of our own way. Yes? Do you agree? You find it difficult to get out of your own way? I certainly do sometimes, I have to say. But the more you work on this, the more you can, train your brain to not listen to those little beetles. Some of you have heard my talk before about beetles. Those little pesky beetles that sit there and tell you, they sit in your brain and they tell you you can't do things, or they talk you out of things, or they make you procrastinate, or they stop you in your tracks. They tell you you're not good enough. They tell you haven't got enough time. They tell you that there's no way someone like you could do something like that. Yeah? Any of these ringing true? They certainly do for me. I've battled a lot of them, and I think it's really important to get hold of those beetles and squish them or flick them out your brain or go and park them somewhere else. Just, deal with them. Don't let them talk so negatively to you. Don't let them stop you from getting your success. There's also other things that can stop you. It's not just the mindset stuff, right? So there's all sorts of things that can stop you. But let's start from the beginning. So what's going to stop you from achieving that success that you so badly want? First of all, like I said, it's those beetles that tell you all sorts of things that really aren't helpful. So, what might people think? What might people think if I get successful? What might people think if I fail? What might people think if I ask them to buy? What might people think if I ask them to join my team? What will people think if I post on Facebook about my business? Yeah? Do any of these pop in there? What if I get a no? Sales feels really icky. If I talk to people, I'll be spamming them like the rest of those awful network marketers out there that give this industry a bad name. What if people tell me it's a pyramid scheme? I hear these all the time. Okay. Do you feel like you're pestering when you're asking for a sale? Do you feel like you are bothering people when you are doing this business? Do you keep telling yourself you haven't got enough time and that other things take priority? Tell me, what is it that is holding you back inside this brain of yours? Because when we can understand what it is and what the thoughts are, we can start to remove them. Those beetly thoughts that are not any help, that are telling you lies, because they're telling you lies to keep you safe. Most of the time, these thoughts are not true. Imposter syndrome is a massive one, absolute massive one. Feeling like you shouldn't be in this position, that something's going to go wrong because you've done this well so far. There's bound to be something that goes wrong, or I'm just not the sort of person that should be successful, or I don't deserve this. All those things, not helpful. This industry is fantastic. You don't need qualifications. You don't need sales experience. You don't need anything to do this business at all. Another thing that comes up, no one's interested. How do you know nobody's interested? Is that your brain telling yourself that nobody will be interested? Why would anybody want to hear what I've got to say? Why would anybody want to hear what I've got to say? I used to think that all the time. All the time. I remember setting up my podcast. Why on earth would somebody want to listen to me waffling for 20 minutes about the network marketing industry? Why would anybody want to do that? I think we're on 7,000 listens now on the podcast. It's crackers. Why do people want to listen to it? Nobody's interested. I keep telling myself, nobody will want to listen to me on a podcast. Nobody will want to come and listen to my lives. Nobody will want to join my Facebook group. Prove me wrong. Yeah, I'm going to prove my little Beatles wrong. We've got to change what we're saying to ourselves because it's not helpful. Sometimes it can be something practical that's holding you back. So for me, not knowing how to do something holds me back. It makes me procrastinate. It is partly mindset stuff because I'm worried about learning the thing, or I don't want to learn the thing, or it's not actually the thing that holds me back. It's the fear of getting it wrong, or the fear of breaking something on my computer or on Facebook. Those things hold me back. Don't know about you, but they certainly do for me. But not knowing how to do something like, I wanted to set up an email list a few years ago. Didn't know how to do that. Procrastinated over it for so long before I got someone to help me. But that need had to be there. I wanted to grow this business. I wanted that success. So I made it happen. It took me a long time to get over myself or to actually ask for help because I didn't know how to do it and didn't want to know how to do it for whatever reason it is in my brain. But having that support from somebody who is great at email marketing setup. Yeah, you do it. Go on there, Amanda, my lovely admin lady. You do that bit. I'll do the bit that I'm good at. And that was one thing I learned in my direct sales career, is that if I don't want to do something, but it needs to be done, who can I outsource it to? My accounts. I hate doing my bookkeeping. That gets passed to somebody else. One of the big things before my house renovation was the cleaning, because I used to battle with my brain about the cleaning. I thought, well, do you know what? I remember one very amazing lady in my industry saying, I didn't want to do the cleaning anymore. I was battling with my brain all the time, just like I was. And she said, well, I just made sure I earned enough money every week to pay for the cleaner. That made sense to me, so that's what I did. I booked in an extra party a month, that paid for my cleaner. So it's just little things that you can do to overcome this, but we've got to understand how our brain works and what's stopping us. There'll be something. So not knowing how to do something, if you don't know how to do something and it's stopping you and you're forever going, oh, I need to do that thing, but I don't know how. I need to do that thing, but I don't know how. That is the thing that's stopping you from that success. Learn how to do it, get someone else to do it, right? That thing. If you don't know what to say in a sales message, if you don't know how to get someone to buy, if you don't know how to use your Facebook group to get sales, if you don't know how to grow your audience, get help. It's what I do in here. I get you the help, right? For anything like that for business, I can't recruit. You're really struggling to recruit. It's just not working. Get help. You've got an upline, you've got a company, you've got me, right? Get the help you need to move past that thing. And do you know what? When you move past that thing, you wonder why you didn't move past it before. You'll be like, oh, that's really obvious. Why have I just spent X amount of hours, months, weeks, years bothered about that thing? Look at me now. I've done the thing. I used to be terrified of going live. I used to not do it. I would not do it when lives first became a thing because I was so terrified. Well, one, imposter syndrome. Why would anybody want to watch me live? But two, the tech. Three, showing up in public. Four, oh, I get spots. My makeup's not perfect because I don't wear it. I hate my hair. All those things. But that need to do it, because I had a team who I needed to teach to do it and to show, to be the person leading from the front, I had to do it. And I had to work out a way of doing it that worked for me. So in my membership, I've done a course of like getting camera confident and going from hating a live to actually maybe, filming your hands opening a box. So that's what I did. That's exactly the process that I did, because I knew that I couldn't just go live. Look at me now. That was then, this is now. If I hadn't have done that thing, I'd have still been in the same position. I would still not have had the success that I wanted, right? Think about what it is that's holding you back. What is it that you don't know how to do? Maybe it's a lack of confidence. Maybe you're just not confident enough in yourself or in the products or in something. What can you do to build your confidence? Can you do a little bit? Celebrate that success. Think, yes, I've done this a little bit. And then do something else that's getting you closer to that thing. So you build your confidence gradually. That's what I did. I didn't know how to get customers. I spoke to a couple of people that I was comfortable speaking to. Then I spoke to a couple of people more. And then I spread further and further and further through my contacts and my friends and my community. And I didn't know how to do an event. So I booked one and did it with a friend to start with that I knew was going, that had done them before. I didn't know how to do a party, so I went with somebody else to go and do one of my first parties. I didn't know how to set up a Facebook group when Facebook groups became a thing, so I learned how to do it from somebody else, and I built my confidence. I didn't go from buying a kit to world's best anything. I didn't do that. Nobody does that. They learn along the way. Some people learn faster, some people not quite so fast. Comparisonitis, that is something that holds us back. You always compare yourself to others. Stop comparing yourself to others. They're not on your journey. They're not in the same circumstances as you. As much as they might look it, they're not. Park them, all right? And the big thing that's nothing to do with mindset at all is the strategy. It's the plan. You're not being successful because you're winging it too much. You haven't got the plan in place. Winging it is great. If you've not seen my live from whenever it was about winging it, I think it was last week, might have been the week before, I talk about winging it. And winging it is a part of me. I love winging it. I love that freedom of winging it. However, I can only get so far by doing that. You need a plan as well. You don't have to make that plan like really rigid or really like horrible and plays with your brain, but you need to know what you're doing. You need to know where you're going. You need to know what your outcome is going to be. You need to know how you're going to feel when you get there. You need to know how you're going to do this. And if you don't know how and you're just drifting, you're not going to get that success. So have a strategy, have a plan. If you don't know how to have a strategy or a plan, get into the membership, the Success Lounge membership, and we'll show you. We've got training on it, all sorts of stuff. But that plan is so important. So basically, to round up, what you're missing for your success is the right mindset and the right strategy. Those two things. Whatever the mindset issues might be, whatever the self-belief, lack of confidence, struggles that you've got going on in your brain, paired with that strategy for success, if you haven't got the two together, it's just not going to work as effectively as it could do. Yes, you can get far, but you won't get as far as you possibly can. Tweaking those things, self-development, learning, putting it into action, those two things will give you that success. Now, I'm going to let you into a secret. In a couple of weeks' time, we are having an amazing 3-day free challenge. Secrets to Success. It starts on the 23rd of April. I'm announcing this early to you guys. Nobody else is getting to hear about this yet. So 23rd to the 25th of April, free challenge run by me and Mrs. Mindset herself, Gemma Holden. We're going to run it together. 2 years ago, we ran this challenge and it was phenomenal. Mrs. Mindset is going to deal with the mindset stuff. I'm going to deal with the practical strategy stuff. Teaching you the sales, the recruiting, all those things, and your business plan. She's going to teach you the mindset behind getting it right. If you want in on this, keep a listen out to this. There will be a link to register in the next few days. So excited about it. You are going to absolutely love it. Yeah, so excited. But that's it from me today. I hope you've had a lovely morning, afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. I will see you all soon. Have fun. Bye.